Hey Aquarius, what's up? We are here with a timeless reading. The first card that we have out is the Two of Swords. Three of Swords. Decision needs to be made. Okay, I'm seeing Justice on the bottom of the deck. This looks like needing to do something or face something that it may be really hard to do this. It can be like, I know that if I do this, I'm going to be facing something painful, and that's probably why you've been putting this off in the first place. But it's something that needs to be done now. It's that moment where you got to just yank the tooth out. I am seeing the Ace of Wands here. So there is something that needs to be addressed that because of like pain being involved, it may deter you a little bit, or at least if it's not fully gonna deter you, it may have been sort of having you like put this off or procrastinate making this decision. But then I'm seeing the Ace of Wands. So it's sort of like, it's like when you prune a plant, how you have to cut off those dead pieces. Just do it. Even though it's part of the plant, it needs to get cut off. Otherwise, the rest of it can't grow. And you want that growth too. Like, you want the opportunity. You want to be able to put a focused amount of energy into what you want to grow. And right now, without cutting this off, your energy is still going to that when it could be used for this. So it seems like this is what needs to be addressed. I do feel strongly that, like, if there wasn't such a high risk or if there wasn't pain involved, you would have been done this already. But because of there being the Three of Swords here, probably been putting this off. Feels like that's the reason why. And I don't think for any other reason you haven't done this. I don't know if it's gonna like hurt somebody's feelings or what this is, but it looks like there's something that you know you want and you want to go towards, but there may be like, I don't know, I have to break a heart in order to do this. There's something here where I'm getting there be hesitant again because of sort of what this would mean, but you already know where you want to go. It can also be facing something that's difficult too. It's like you know that you want to get here and you're over here right now, and the thing in between is like the really difficult thing that needs to be done, but you have to go through it in order to get to this other side of what you want. And this can also be like with somebody. It's like maybe you want to start something with this person or have something move with them, and like the reason why you haven't brought this up to them is because there's some other stuff that needs to be spoken about that may be difficult to speak about, you know, like what happened back there with them. But now you want this opportunity. Or for some of you, you could like be with somebody now or have a situation going on with somebody and you want to like break it off to go do something else. It can be like a whole mixture of things here, but it's like the unpleasant thing needs to be faced in order for you to get to the dessert of the situation. Let's get more about what this is. Because I am seeing something that you want to go for sure. You just have to make it through this part in the beginning that is like, it's like having to eat the vegetables first when you're little. There's something on this person's shirt. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely grabbing my attention. At first, it reminded me of an octopus, actually. You guys see that? I don't know what it is exactly, but it's definitely sticking out to me. Okay, so Page of Pentacles here. You have to do this for you. That's what it comes down to. This may have to do with like self-expression of some sort. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Eight of Swords. It's like needing to have that conversation. Needing to even learn about something in order to understand it. Yeah, I get this, like, it's like this opportunity that you want to move towards, but what's surrounding it is just something tricky energetically. It seems too like there's an attachment to something that may be making this difficult as well mentally on you. Like if this thing weren't here, you may have already moved forward with this, but because of there being a sense of, like, see how this, the Eight of Swords and the Devil, like on this Devil picture, you see this person that's trapped, right? Because that's what the Devil does. It's something that keeps us stuck in some way. We're not liberated. It's the opposite of that. And so we're like all chained up. And it feels like this attachment, whatever this is, sort of has you feeling like that. And like this person, even though they're like actually caged, which can be the feeling, like over here, this person is caged, but not in the same way. And so I feel like there's really some sort of illusion here where you may like see this all around you and you want to get up out of it, but you feel like you're trapped. And it's because of this. So I even feel like physically you're not, but mentally you may be feeling like that. Like this is how you feel on the inside. And so it's like creating something. It's creating this feeling. So even though like literally you're not trapped, like energetically you may be feeling like that, or mentally you may be feeling like that. Even though you see this person, they could just like slide out in between or like hop over, you know. It's not like this where they're fully encased within it. But you like might as well be caged up because of the way that you're feeling. But Devil is connected with these things that we hold on to because we feel like we need them, but we don't actually. But that's the illusion. I do feel like there's a growing awareness of, yeah, look. I don't want to let it go. I don't want to let it go. I don't want to let it go. This is holding on to stuff that you don't need to be holding on to and like squeezing it so tight and being like unwilling to release it. So it's like this thing that you're holding on to that like knowingly it's keeping you stuck. But to have Queen of Pentacles and to have Four of Pentacles, you can see this and be like, it's my lifeblood. That's why I have to hold on to it. But you actually don't need to. But it's sort of about reframing this. And it's also about, feels like it's connected with like how you see yourself too. Let's just use an example. So Queen of Pentacles can be somebody that like material is really important to them. And so they can be like, me holding on to this material object is so important to me and I won't let go of it. Because then I'm going to have to face the reason why I feel like I need to hold on to this all in the first place. So there's something here that needs to be learned. It's like this. Queen of Pentacles over here wants to make a decision but hasn't been making the decision because they don't want to let go of something. But having the Three of Swords and having the Page of Swords here, it's Queen of Pentacles needing to look into, why am I so unwilling to let this go? Why am I being so stubborn? And why, when I know that this is a sinking ship, am I still refusing to get off of it? Because I'm like, you know, it's that feeling of the ship going down and the person's treasure is all on it and they could save their life by jumping off of it, you know? But they're like, but it's my treasure, and so they're gonna like hold on to it, you know, and sink down to the bottom of the sea, and that's gonna be the end of the story. But I'm seeing you be at a spot where it's like it doesn't have to end like that, but it's gonna take you maybe like starting over in some way or doing something different or finding different treasure elsewhere, you know? Because this thing is a sinking ship here, and you know that. It's a sinking ship. You know it's not gonna end well, but still you're like, gotta hold on just a little bit longer. Like maybe you're gonna hold on to this thing and go underwater a little bit till you really can't breathe, and you're like, it's death or it's release, which ends up anyway being the same thing altogether. So it's like it's gonna be inevitable anyway that this thing gets released. I'm getting to looking into why you're doing this is going to be super, super helpful and important to you. Like, why would you even know logically, like, I would be better off letting go of this, but still this part of me is unwilling to do it? What's that about? And it's because of the attachment. That's why the devil is here. The devil being like, you need me, don't let me go. What are you going to be without me? You know, like that. What are you going to be without all of this treasure? How are you going to be able to afford things? And I'm just using that example because we have Queen of Pentacles here. So like generally it's something materially. But also too, when you think about earth signs, there can be like grudges that are being held on to. Which all of us have earth in our chart. I'm not just calling out an individual here. This is about all of us. Because we all have the capacity to tap into all of these energies. So... and why also emotional stuff is being brought up too is because we have Four of Pentacles and we have Five of Cups here. And so this is somebody that's holding on to something that they may even feel distraught about at this point. And I'm seeing the Fool on the bottom of the deck. So this is like, I don't know, you may need to have some sort of letting go ceremony or something. Whatever it is that you need to do to get your mind right about this. Because I am seeing something where you're like, it's so sad watching that treasure sink down to the bottom of the sea. Like, look at this person. They're crying, don't want to let it go. I could have held on to it longer. I should have, like, thrown my treasure in the air and bathed in it the last time that I was with it. It would have made it easier. You know, it's just that whole coming to terms of something that we did not want to let go of. Because it makes us feel safe. That's also why. Four of Pentacles is like, this is a symbolic representation of something that represents safety to me in some way. And that's why I feel like I need to hoard it, or why I feel like I need to hold on to it. And emotionally, I'm going through it. It's like physically something is happening. It's impacting you emotionally, but you know it started energetically for you. And that's how this situation manifested. So that's why I'm getting to Three of Swords and Page of Swords is about you finding out, like, why is this hurting so badly? Why is this affecting you so badly? Why have you been putting this off? What is so scary about this? Like, what's the deal? Because you know that this definitely has come from a place of, like, trauma, we can say. And when I say trauma, I mean, like, some sort of pain that was experienced, that you felt unsafe in a situation, and so it has you holding on to certain things because it represents that safety that you felt you didn't have at that time, that now is impacting you, where it's like it's time to let go of it, and you're refusing to, even though it's not aligned with your, like, best well-being right now. So there's like something psychologically here that needs to be figured out. Because I'm seeing, like, literally as soon as you do, you have the Ace of Wands. So, and some of you, the Ace of Wands is already in front of you. So you're like seeing this new ship that you can hop onto coming through this ship right on time to be like, hop on, you don't have to sync with that over there. And still you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna hop over to it. It's like you feel so in your head because you know you're gonna have to let this other treasure sink. But what are you gonna do with sunken treasure anyway? I love this pirate theme that we're doing here. fitting. I think it's important to approach certain things with levity too, because I'm seeing like this isn't an easy situation to move through, right? You know, like there can be that part of your rational mind being like, I know that if I was fully leaned into another aspect of my energy, this would have been over and I would have gotten through this already and it wouldn't be an issue, but it is for me. So this is like, it's very real. The point of us having this reading is so it's validated and talked about and exposed so we can understand it better, what's going on here. But it's like, it's a very real thing. So even though the reading can make it seem like, oh, it's just so simple to do that, it doesn't feel like that when we're going through it necessarily. Although the reading is meant to be helping us process and sort of give us clarity with what we want to do and what our options are. Maybe give us some perspective. Yeah, look at, we have so many pentacles here. I'm seeing the King of Pentacles now. We have Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, the World. I do feel like this is ultimately about you knowing that you can get it elsewhere, that you don't need to do it within this. But I'm seeing you be almost intimidated by needing to step up, but it's a way that you can. It's like, you know that you can jump over to that other ship, right? But it's about trusting that you can, that you'll be able to hop over and then make it work in that other situation. Even if that means there's going to be a bit more responsibility, you know, because you're going to have to get more treasure. But this is about you doing it yourself. Queen of Pentacles can be like, that was the treasure given to me by my family, and now I have to let it all go. And now I have to go get it myself. You know, it's like something that you got a taste of this thing. You don't want to let it go. But I do feel like you're transitioning into the King of Pentacles. So this can even be like before I was playing a different role and I had different responsibilities, and now there may be, I don't want to say more responsibilities, but it feels like something different. And also to go from being in your feminine energy to stepping more into your masculine energy, maybe something more proactive that you have to do here and show up. And it may be something more public, or it may be something more having to do with you like accruing things or creating things. Stuff that you're doing with more initiating, more activity even. Whereas before, when we're in the feminine, quality of the Pentacles, we can be more so like attracting things or like opening ourselves up to accepting things and taking things on, because the feminine is receptive. But then stepping into this masculine energy, it's more about doing it ourselves. So instead of accepting things, we're taking them, you know, or doing those things or making it happen. And there is this sense of, it can be like being more independent or taking more initiative, because Queen of Pentacles doesn't necessarily have to take initiative when it comes to certain things. But moving into this energy of the King of Pentacles, it can be like, now I'm responsible for taking care of myself in some way. And there could also be others that you're providing for too. Or it's just that you're not relying on somebody else now, that you're solely relying on yourself for something. That can be the thing as well. Queen of Pentacles too can be sort of like, I was given this job that I'm doing and I didn't really have to like necessarily go out and get it in the same way that King of Pentacles can. Because Queen of Pentacles can be maybe just something more routine that you're doing, and King of Pentacles can be becoming your own boss, you know, or like opening a business or doing something where there's more of you initiating. And it is something that you want to go towards too. So just know this can play out in lots of different ways. And also like having Having the devil here and having the world, this is Capricorn and this is also Saturn. So we have heavy, heavy Capricorn and Saturn here, which Saturn rules Capricorn. And this can be about our public life. It can be about us making money. It's about material stuff, because Saturn is about things that actually physically are materializing. And when you think Capricorn, like, what archetypally is usually connected with Capricorn? Money, you know, like somebody being a boss, that sort of thing. Financial independence, somebody working hard. Like Capricorn is associated with our MC. It's like our public life. It's the roles that we play. It's how we show up when we're like out in the world. And it's also about being independent too, and nobody else being in charge of us, but us being self-reliant and like working hard for the things that we have and being able to build off of that. Like it very much reminds me of the Emperor in that way with the Capricorn energy. The interesting thing though about this is that you may need to release something or surrender something or face something in order to get like that new treasure. You know what I'm saying? Because it feels like you know what you need to let go of, but for psychological reasons you haven't been doing it. Because Two of Swords means like I know that I should have made a decision already, or like I know that I need to do this, but I'm not doing it. And it's because of this feeling unwilling here. And that's why it's been being put off. So it's like, I want it to be this way. And so I'm not being flexible here. I'm not going with the flow of things. So I'm going to try to flow up. I'm going to try to swim upstream instead of downstream. And you're making it so much harder for yourself. But it's because of this thing. It's because of this thing, like psychologically, or this thing within your heart space that's associated with like why you're doing this in the first place. Because you know, if this thing up here hadn't happened, or you processed it already and integrated it, whatever this pain is, that you would have been like, oh, the common sense thing to do is to let go of this and have my release here and then be able to move through. But I'm seeing you be stuck here on something, and that's what needs to be looked at in order for you to be able to break loose from this. There's like basically a blockage here that I'm seeing within your energy, because that's what has people feeling like they need to hold on to something. It's like this feeling of you being in situations when you're younger, or a situation when you're younger where you feel out of control, and so you now feel like you need to control things even if the flow is telling you different. The flow meaning like the way of things, like the Tao of how things are moving. When you're fighting that, it's because you found yourself in a situation where you were like, if I don't control this, if I don't micromanage, if I don't hold on to this, like I'm not going to be safe, like I have to watch my back. But it's making you now like fight with the flow of the universe and how it's telling you to move. So there's this part of you that knows that and is aware of that. But I'm just getting this thing needs to be integrated in order for this to be acknowledged, and for you to actually be able to loosen your grip on this thing that you're holding on to that ends up hurting you anyway. As I said before, like this sinking ship. It's like you can know that you're drowning, and still there's this little part of you here, because we have the devil, this part of you that's like, still hold on to it, still hold on to it. You're going to drown, but hold on to it anyway. So it seems too like this is about being more maybe fluid as well, adaptable. Three of Swords, Page of Swords, Five of Cups does feel like coming to terms with something, recognize something, integrating something, but it's something very painful. And so, of course, that's why there's been resistance to it, because who wants to go towards something that feels painful? You know, the ego is like, don't you dare. But your higher self is like, we need to integrate this. So this is what's going on here. And then I'm seeing that it's going to be a process too. So don't think that this is just going to be, you know, overnight, then you don't have to deal with that anymore. This is something that's going to take a minute. So just give yourself grace and compassion as you move through this, because it's definitely going to be, it's a big thing here that's being broken down. You know, it needs time to sort of dissolve and be integrated into everything. And then I'm seeing that you're going to see the Ace of Wands, but I feel like you already see this. Like, I feel like the ship is already there next to you. but you've been like not ready to jump yet into it. So it's already like floated up right next to you. It's just about needing to hop over. So I do feel like this is in your view and that you're seeing it, but Eight of Swords is having you be like, but I can't, I have to stay with my treasure. But then when you transition into this King of Pentacles, which it feels too like King of Pentacles really is you taking the initiative and being like, nobody's gonna come and get me and pick me up and take me over into the other ship. I have to be the one that jumps. And you have to listen to that because you know that you're being called in that direction. But this can also be an issue that you feel having King of Pentacles and having Knight of Wands here. It can be this fear of like stepping into your power in that way. And also like to have the theme of the devil and the world here, it can be almost being scared of stepping into a place of responsibility or of independence or of self-sufficient. Because again, like that's what you see with these themes of Capricorn. There can be this energy of like, I've been relying on something else. I've been relying on someone else. I've been relying on things like outside of myself. And now it's time for me to step up and know that I can do this. So right now, I'm seeing you be like in that in-between of the ship that you're on, you know that it's sinking, it has your precious stuff that you may not, you're still like wrapping your head around sort of letting this go. And then you have the option to sort of jump over to this other thing. Because I'm seeing you, there's definitely a ship next to you, okay? And it's just a matter of hopping over there, because you know too, like different things are going to be expected of you when you hop over there as well. It's like they're going to be calling you captain and you're like, I don't know if I'm confident enough for that. It's like this sort of thing. But I'm saying you're just meant to really allow this aspect of your masculine energy to really lead you through this, because this is a transition into your masculine energy. This doesn't mean leaving behind your feminine energy. It means activating more of your masculine energy so there can be a balance between the two, because something is out of balance here. All right? Also, too, we start with the Two of Swords. So this is like kind of dancing around doing this thing, but then we end with the World. So this is going to be accomplished, and I'm seeing the Chariot on the bottom of the deck too. So this is definitely going to work out. You're definitely going to come out on top of this. It's very tricky. It's very challenging right now, but you are figuring it out and you're going to do what needs to be done. All right? Just looking at Capricorn here. So you can look at your Capricorn placements. You can see what's going on within your 10th house too. And you can also check out your Saturn, and you can also check out whatever house Capricorn rules for you within your chart. It can give you more insight as to which area of life this is connected with for you. All right, my friends, we are going to leave this reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.